Okay, so to start the squares in the Tunisian Entralac, it's using a very similar approach as the triangles. For the very first step of the squares, you are going into that bind off row that you did down the edge of your triangles. So hopefully your stitches aren't too tight. Instead of the vertical bars, you're doing the bind off row. So pull up loop through the first stitch, through each stitch down the triangle. You go into each one. You can see the bind off row there, the V, and pull up a loop through each one. Okay, and then when you get to the last one, make sure you go and pull up a loop from the next. You need to pick up one from the next triangle. So when you're at the base, it's that first one down there. I think there should be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, there should be 12 loops on your hook. Okay, now you just yarn over and go through 2 all the way back up to the top. And what this does is creates the vertical bars, so that now for your next step you have the vertical bars to go into, and they actually line up pretty nicely with the ones in the triangle. You can see that. So in through the vertical bar, same thing, pull up a loop from each vertical bar all the way down the edge. Okay. And then pick up the next stitch along the other edge of the triangle. Pull up a loop, and if you ever get lost, make sure you've got the 12 loops at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoops, I got an extra one. Okay, so what I did was I picked up that as a vertical loop when it's not a vertical loop. That is just part of the stitch. So there's the next stitch, and that should be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the other thing that people sometimes do is pick up 2 loops in a vertical bar, so that's another way to make sure your squares stay square and they don't start taking on odd shapes by having too few or too many loops to work with. Okay, so step 2, and I'll do one more row so you can get the idea of how to do the squares. There. Okay, and then the next stitch up the triangle, grab that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. And bind off, or not bind off, excuse me. Yarn over and go through 2 right back up to the top again. Okay, so hopefully that gives you the idea of the triangles. You'll build that up, keep going through the vertical bars and picking up the next stitch once you get to the end here. Picking up the next stitch of the triangle till you get to the top of the triangle. Okay, and you'll have a nice square.